What's the word, man? I'd like to welcome everybody back to No Designer Podcast. Of course, it's your host, Real Duncan, and this shit is brought to you by FC Network.
Just different.
Man. If y'all don't know about FC Network is a Chicago-based, black-owned podcast network with a host of different shows on it. Um, and right now we on tour, Battle of the Sexes tour. We got two more states, well, two more cities, and then it's busted for us. So we trying to make FC Network a household name. We try to let everybody get to know us. We try to do events in the city, get to know everybody. We bring a lot of people on each podcast. You never know who you might see. So we trying to like spread the love and just bring back unity amongst the black people, amongst the black community in Chicago. And just make Chicago great again. One thing that I tried to do in that wave was create this podcast, which is the No Designer Podcast, and this podcast is geared towards the urban city, like the inner youth, the inner city Chicago fashion wave. If you're from Chicago, it's a lot of fashion designers, it's a lot of designers, it's a whole lot of different clothes from everywhere. So I use this platform to kind of like bring everybody together and give everybody they moment to just push they clothes and just like let everybody know what's going on. So with that being said, of course I'd have to. It's only right. I'd be a fool if I didn't push my own brand. So yes, I do have a clothing brand. The name of my brand is Everlasting Fashion. It's a brand that I started, I think, like 2020. I think the anniversary coming up is almost 3 years. December 5th, I think, December 5th, 2020 is when I got my LLC for Everlasting Fashion. We call it the ELF brand, ELF. It stands for Everlasting Fashion Brand. Branded. Yeah, like that's my baby. And it's Everlasting Fashion because I say trends come and go, but fashion is forever. Like some shit come and go, the big pants, the big shirts, the flashy jewelry, the everything, that shit come and go, but it's just certain shit that just is forever. And I feel like that's fashion. That's the shit that's just not gonna go away. Like certain waves with fashion. So, you know, that's definitely the brand. So y'all check it out, man. Everlasting Fashion. We're Everlasting underscore fashion on Instagram. Y'all can follow me, Real Duncan 312 on Instagram. It's Real Duncan Facebook. So yeah, check me out. I think it's Everlasting Fashion on Facebook too. So y'all can get on there and check all that shit out. And we're doing it a little different today. I normally have a guest with me, but today I'm my own guest. But I got my boy Precious in the background
On me, yo.
with the perspective.
On me, you know I got it, my boy.
So
Glad
I
to be
got
here with you.
I got my boy Precious in the background with me today, man. And he gonna ask me some questions, man, and we gonna let the audience and the viewers and the listeners get to know, me, Real Duncan, and the Everlasting Fashion brand.
Facts. And one thing I like that you said about that, bro, is just that idea that fashion is forever. So I just
Facts.
kick it off at when did you realize that? When did you see that fashion was something for you that stood out and you thought would be like essential to your livelihood, honestly?
Um, I think it was like when I first like got into high school,
Okay.
cause I ain't really, not the richest, not the poorest coming up, so I didn't really have a lot of everything. I had whatever, school, whatever the case may be. White ones was damn near mandatory or whatever. But I think like high school when I got into high school and I actually got to see like, cause I went to a school that wore uniform. So it
Okay.
was like shit.
Bet.
We were in uniform
Yeah.
everywhere. So it was like outside was outside. We seen, but to actually see like, all right, now I didn't get into high school. Now I see all these people with all these different like styles. Like it was
Okay.
like different styles. Like no matter what it was, even if you looked at the rich motherfuckers or the motherfuckers who seemed rich or the people that looked like they had money. It was different styles amongst them. The
Facts.
people that didn't seem like that you would call like the poor people or whatever the fuck you wanted to call them. It was different styles, like the lames, the cheerleaders. It was groups of people in that bitch, but it was different styles amongst each of those groups. Like everybody carried that style from that group differently.
Damn,
And
that's crazy.
like that's when I started realizing like, damn, it's all about like what you wear. Cause I'm looking at like shit, this person act like this person, but this person got on this. So that's the
Facts.
reason why they with these people.
So
But
it was like a language amongst clothes
yeah, for
type
sure,
shit.
for sure. It's all, and that's why I say like the shit is forever, forever. Like certain like fashion is forever, and I feel like that's what it is. Like that shit gonna speak. You don't have to really do too much when you fashionable. Like when you being fashionable, is you don't really have to do like too much with that shit because it's gonna speak. I mean, you could do as much as you want, as loud as you want it to speak, but it's gonna always speak for itself. So yeah,
Right. So what made it important for you or essential for you to come out with everlasting fashion? Like what made you really want to like it's one thing to understand fashion as a consumer, you know what I'm saying? But then to
facts.
want to distribute it and share it like your own type style, like what inspired that?
Um, so when I was in like high school, like I say in high school and shit, so I was into like Chicago brands. Well, it was like a little bit after high school type shit. So through high school, I was into the fashion shit, but like after high school, I ain't, about during like my free time and shit like that. Like I used to take like hella pictures. I used to just like take pictures. I used to always like take pictures and shit, not for me per se or like the image of me in the picture per se, but the background of
Facts.
wherever my picture used to be at. So it was like I used to take a lot of pictures, and the pictures used to be of myself, but it wasn't really. But for me, like for me, the picture used to be for like the background, like
Facts.
where I'm at in the
Facts.
picture
Facts.
and
Like
what's
creative
going on.
direction
Yeah,
type
you see
shit.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So it was never really about like me type shit. So it was like okay, I was fucking with a lot of Chicago like designers, so majority of my photo shoots that I used to take used to have like Chicago brands in it. So I used to like just start tagging that shit and tagging that shit. And it was like one day a motherfucker told me like, bro, you be doing so much with other brands, like promotional wise, unintentionally. Like if you had your own brand, you could promote that same shit, the same way. And I never really like thought about it like that, like right then and that type shit. It was like, okay, I hear you, but I'm still buying these other Chicago. I fuck with Fool. I fuck with Fool. They shit raw.
Facts.
I wasn't in my head like thinking like I could design clothes. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it took a while, like after like a year or two of actually like wearing other people brands and like taking pictures and like doing videos and doing video shoots and shit like that. I started to like I don't want to say like develop a sense of what's fashionable
Okay.
or well, like I said, I guess that's what it was. Like I started to develop
Yeah.
a sense of what was fashionable, so I started to dress fashionably to myself of what I knew was fashionable from the shit that I was consuming. So I was putting a little bit of everything together. So it was like shit, motherfuckers started noticing that shit. Like the not and it was down to like with me, like it was down to the way like I laced my shoestrings and like certain
Facts.
ways that I wore my shit was fashionable. You see what I'm saying? To me, and it in some type of way or form of fashion, it always caught somebody eye because somebody was into that type of fashion. So no matter what you had on, it was always catchy. So I say about like like a year or two after I get out of high school is when I started like realizing like, no, I didn't want to do this shit for people. Cause I know what's fashionable, and I feel like motherfuckers look at me as fashionable. So if I start putting this shit out, I could promote the picture that I want to promote.
Okay. Bet. So like in promoting that picture and getting that excuse me, and getting that out to people, walk us through like your design process and how you came to whether it be the logo, the I know you kind of tapped into the name already a little bit, but
Facts,
just
facts.
walk us through your creative process and behind like hosting your brand and coming to it.
Oh, creatively, I ain't gonna lie. Creatively, I be in a slump for real, and honestly, and it's just like complete transparency. Sometimes I be questioning myself, like, am I really built for this fashion shit? Because sometimes I be creatively in a slump, and the only reason why I say like I continue to pursue the shit is because when it do click, the shit clicks. So it's like, say a shirt. If I wanted to design a shirt, like a regular, like basic shirt, I might not even be thinking about a shirt. I might be focused on a hoodie or a jogging suit or some type of other drop. And creatively in my brain, this shirt will just start making itself. So it's like, I'll be putting logos together for this or putting logos together for that. And I'll be like, damn, I like this. I like that. It'll be a shirt. That could be a shirt. Then I'll totally switch out. So it all depends. Shit. For shirts, I think my creative process for shirts are a little simpler because it's everlasting fashion. So it's like with that, the brand itself, I kind of like can put anything with the shirts or any
Right.
type of like gimmick or you know what I'm talking about screen print or something. It's very like broad, so it's not a direct own brand to where it's like you know what I'm saying. And that's another thing that I wanted to make my brand like. I wanted to make it kind of like H&M or like Zara to where when it gets big and it gets a store and you come in the store, it's like y'all going in the everlasting fashion. It's regular shirts over here with like little plain shit on it. It's exclusive ass shirts over here. It's hoodies with all type of graphics on it with this, that, and the third. It's oversized hoodies. It's pants and shit like that. So like I say, creatively with my brain, it just be all over the place. So like I just designed this other shirt. So it was like with this shirt, I just and the shirt while I was here. I wish I could show it to y'all. But so like I wanted to design this shirt, but I wanted it to be like today's type of shirt, you know. So like I say, I be keeping up with the fashion and I understand like, okay, we live in 2023. They fucking with the oversized shirts. They fucking with the shit that's distressed out. They fucking with the shit with the holes in it. They fucking with the shit with the paint on it. They fucking with the shit with the crosses and all this shit like that. So what I'm knowing in collective data in my head is like shit. This shirt just like I say, the shirt just put itself together. It was like boom. I already knew like what was hot or whatever the case may be. So it was like when I was like fuck it, I want to do a shirt. I knew what kind of shirt I wanted to do. Boom, I wanted to do an oversized shirt. I want to do this bitch gray. I want some type of big face on it because it's all type of like graphics is the thing that's in right now. So I wanted to do a graphic on that bitch. So I get my graphic once I design all that shit. Like I say, I do all my graphic designs on Canva. So if you got the ideas and ain't got the bread to pay a graphic designer, or you ain't trying to pay a graphic designer, or don't know a graphic designer, Canva. Get you a Canva account. You could pay this shit like $4 or something like that a month. You could pay like 19. I think it's like some $89, $90 like for a year, something like that. Get on Canva. They got teachers on Instagram that teach you how to use Canva. Like so, I've been damn near graphic man. So I do all
He
my
talking about
graphic.
I got
Yeah,
hip to Canva.
yeah.
Shit
Once
to
I
change niggas'
yeah,
lives.
yeah, get you a Canva account for sure. That's one thing. If even if you ain't trying to be a graphic designer, if you just trying to be like me, because I'm not trying to be no graphic designer. I'm not trying to get off into that shit. But it helps me visually with my
Right.
ideas for what I might want to put out type shit.
I
So
feel that. So
Canva is
like
definitely what you want to do.
how even with that, like, cause you just went through a couple different processes type shit. Like you went from clothing designer and
Yeah,
designing a piece to uh branding
yeah.
in regards to like you said creating whether it be logos whether
Facts,
it
facts, facts,
be
facts, facts.
whatever so like the switch in your brain so to speak how does that work how do you take the fashion that you just niggas like you say you saw fashion in high school and you just start vibing with that shit. You like
Right.
the way shit looked, and then switching it to like a business and or a brand. Like, was there
Facts.
ever a disconnect with you, or how you go about managing the two?
Oh, um, I try not to look at it as, even though I got like my LLC and my license and all that shit for the brand, I try not to look at that shit as a company or like business wise. I try to just look at that shit as like me still like trying to give it's like my creative expression of fashion to the world.
Facts.
And that's what I feel like, that's what my brand is to me. Like I don't know if I would call it like me being like an artist because it's not painting, but if it's like
I'm gonna interrupt you real quick, God, in regards to like the first. I never forget. And this is just story real quick. Like I met this chick and she told me like, and then she was grown. She was older than I was. I was a shorty. She like, you look like an artist, so you give artists. And I look like, bitch, what you talking about? I don't paint no pictures.
facts.
But understanding that the way we express ourselves, you feel me, in that space of creation, a lot of that time that shit's artistic, bro.
Facts.
Like,
Facts.
so don't
Facts.
shade yourself.
Yeah, facts.
You're an
Yeah,
artist, my boy.
yeah, facts,
What are
facts.
you talking about?
Facts. I'm not painting clothes. Well, I kind of paint because
You know
on
what I'm saying?
Canva I
On
be
me,
painting.
on me. This is what I'm saying to
You
you.
know, on Canva I be painting. I be put.
Yeah.
Hey, I wanna
Putting that shit together.
Hey, make sure I'm upload the pic for this video when we do the edits on this bitch. I'm gonna upload the pic of the shirt so y'all can see it. I'll put that motherfucker together. But yeah, I be trying not to like, cause business wise, I'm not gonna lie to you. Business wise, this shit will stress you the fuck out. Like business wise, this shit will stress you the fuck out. It'll make you not wanna sell clothes. It'll make you not want to make drops. It'll make you not want to, especially if you like just not starting this shit. Like I say, shit. The anniversary of my brand, Everlasting Fashion, is like December. I mean, not December, October 5th. You know, it's about 2020. So it'll be 3 years that I had the brand, and in the 3 years, I done lost a lot of bread. I didn't met a lot of the good people. I done met a lot of weird people. You know, I'm talking about. I had a lot of speed bumps, and this is just on the clothing trip, the clothing journey, like trying to become somebody in this fashion world type shit. So it's like I try not to like associate even though I handle the business, I try not to like associate it mentally in my brain as business focus. I don't want the stress of that shit to make me not want to do it, because at the end of the day, Elf is a passion for me. So it's like I don't always drop nothing, but everything I drop is unique to me. So it's like everything I drop has like a piece of me in it. So it's like I didn't took my time. Like I say, I don't just be thinking like, oh yeah, because you could be just dropping pieces. You could be just dropping bullshit like regular shirts and just whoop wop the whoop the whoop the whoop. It's like that's cool. You want to sell them 10, 20, whatever the fuck you want to sell them for. But it's like with me, that ain't what I'm in it for. I'm not in it for the fast flip. I'm not in it for that shit. I'm in it for actually, when I see somebody in my shit, I feel good about what they got on.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about? I feel, when I see that shit, it's like I feel good about that shit because that's me, and I feel like that's like, I guess it would be art. It's like an artist walking in the motherfucking crib and seeing they painting
gallery,
on the wall, and it's like,
yeah.
damn, I painted that, and
Yeah,
I
I
took
put
my
that
time with
together.
that shit. So it's like, I guess that's how it would be. So it's like, yeah, that's why I be. People say I be too long, but sometimes it be like a gap in between my drops because I'm not doing it for the money.
Right.
I'm not doing it for. I'm doing it for. Damn, it's finna be winter time. I feel like the streets or the culture needs a hoodie.
Motherfucking need this. Yeah,
You know what I'm talking about? I feel like
I fuck with that.
they let me put something out here for them because this was Woo Wop the Band. Let me put something in the culture for this time or whatever the case may be. Now maybe on down the line I might be like, fuck it, let me just start pushing and putting shit out type shit. But as of right now, Cause it will disconnect you, and I feel like that's why a lot of times it be a gap in between your shit.
My fault, G. Like, it's crazy when you break it down like that. Like, I can appreciate it more because it's kind of like that quality over quantity thing.
Yeah,
And
for
a lot
sure,
of motherfuckers,
for sure.
we in a generation that's real
Fast. We need
quantity. We need
yeah,
more, more, more. We need a
yeah,
lot. You
from
feel
them,
me?
for
Where
sure.
it's like when you, like you said, when you have it, and it's crazy. You say you talking like an artist. You got a process that you go through, and
Yeah.
so in order for you to sit with your process, sometimes you damn near gotta
Process it.
yeah,
You gotta
and go
process
through
that
it,
shit.
and don't try to
For sure.
speed it up.
You can't speed that shit up. You gotta, cause I mean you can if you want to, but
It ain't gonna be your shit though.
it ain't your shit. It ain't. It's the process shit now at this point, and you gotta understand like what becomes you is what you do. So and that's how I just like shit. Yeah, but it definitely could be a disconnect with work, trying to make something that you love turn into passion into a business. That shit will definitely put a disconnect in your shit and to make you not want to do that shit. Then you will look up and be blue about some shit because you like, damn, even if that shit didn't get me rich, I would have liked to continue to
fucking with that
still
shit.
fucking with that shit at
Yeah.
this, like, you see what I'm saying? Rather than it's like, yeah, I got a little money coming in off this shit, but it's like, I don't now you didn't
Dread that shit.
Yeah, now you didn't put motherfuckers in the place where you ain't even got to deal with that shit no more. You just collecting the money because that's what it is, and it just is what it is type shit. But see, that ain't really what I got into this shit for. So I want my pieces to be everlasting. I want a motherfucker to be like, damn, this ain't, you know what I'm saying? I got this. This piece still woo out the band. I remember that because it ain't, them bitches ain't one on ones, but it ain't gonna be that many of shit when I drop what I drop. So
But that's kind of how it is though in regards to like a real collection. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker only gonna want to collect some shit
that's
that's
collectible.
you know what I'm saying?
I don't want to collect no fucking Wranglers.
You know what I'm
For no
saying?
fucking
Like,
504s.
motherfuckers just got them bitches. You feel me? So
We got a bunch of these bitches.
yeah, and that's
No
and that's
shade to
cool
Wrangler.
for what they do. But like you said, and I guess establishing just a brand and a presence in the culture. You feel me? I think that's damn near the dopest part about what it is that you talked about in your brand. You knowing like, hey, I see this in fashion, and this is what I can contribute to y'all right now. Like, that's damn near.
Like this how I make this for us. Like this how I like Boo Food. Shout out How High Method Man and Red. What the fuck you talking about? By us, fuck you. Oh, but you know, so that's how I see what's going on in the world, and I try to interpret that shit my way. And sometimes I gotta see that shit in full. You know, I don't be wanting to just see like, oh yeah, this hot right now. So let me whoop wop whoop whoop. Sometimes I gotta like look around.
That's what's up. 'Cause that's not that trendy shit.
Yeah, and that's why I say trends come and go, but fashion is forever. Like I don't want to put no trendy shit out, even though trendy is trendy. Like I say, it's about the money. You get this, you know. But it's like I want some shit that's everlasting. Like I say, you can't. That's the only way that I could explain that shit. Like I want some shit that's gonna like last forever, like a diamond.
And so, how would you advise somebody who is looking to like come into the space of fashion, whether it be a brand, whether they are like on the design tip, like what would you give them from your journey so far?
Canva. I live back. Canva, photo room. This for all my editors, for everybody that wants to edit, like even with everything, like even if you're a brand designer like me, I love photo room because it lets me instantly remove the backgrounds of my items, so I can take a picture of whatever I want laying anywhere, and I can instantly make it a black or transparent background and put it wherever I want to. So other than if you got your iPhone now, if you take a picture of it, you could just hold it and crop it out and just take the picture. So if y'all don't know how to do that, y'all could use Photo Room and let you get automatic backgrounds. Canva has also a background remover in it, but you got to pay for Canva Pro. make sure y'all do y'all research on vendors. Don't be so fast to just because that's what I did when I first started. Like I just seen the motherfucker said they was selling some shit that looked good, and I wanted to do it, and I'm sending they ass this much and move out the man, and not hearing back from them and shit like that. So just make sure y'all do y'all research on y'all vendors. If it's a vendor on Instagram, try to scroll all the way down to check the date of their very first post. Now, if the date of their very first post some years out, now don't get me wrong, they could be scamming for years. But 9 times out of 10, if they shit 5 or 6 years ago, they probably a legit source type shit. You know what I'm saying? But make sure you do that. Like a lot of motherfuckers will see you got they got so many followers and they got 200 and something posts, but all them posts within a week. You ain't even scrolled to look down and see that they've been posting for 7 days straight just to turn the thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, so like I say, look out for that. Alibaba, she is a good spot for vendors, for finding vendors. Like I say, check the ratings, read the reviews, scroll down and look for like similar names and shit like that. Make sure it ain't the same person making reviews type shit. And that goes for logos too, like, cause there's a lot of logo designers out here on Instagram and shit that do the same shit. And you can get on their page and they got 200, 300 posts of logos that they done copied off a real person's page, and they done made a fake page and they got 200 some view posts over the last 2 or so months. So it looks convincing or whatever the case may be. And then now you done sent them and all they want is a $25 deposit for an exclusive logo, as I would say. They want 20, and this game is you gotta pay to play. So it's like $25. I ain't gonna say it ain't no $25 logos out here, but $25 logos not gonna look how graphic you want them to. So, you know, just be weary of shit like that when you doing shit like that. Like, just you gotta look deep into that shit for real.
I'm gonna ask this though, like, how much of it is that? So you got the clothing aspect of it, the design, like picking your pieces, dropping
Facts.
your collections and shit, and then that I guess that would fall under like the more so business aspect that I
Yeah,
guess you
yeah,
was talking
that
about
not that,
earlier.
and that shit definitely falls on. And like I say, that shit will be the shit that'll have you mentally not trying to do the shit no more,
Nice.
folks. Cause you'd have probably got finessed out your bread because you ain't looked for the shit. You know what I'm talking about? You didn't pay the motherfucker for a logo who ain't sent that motherfucker. You didn't pay a vendor for some shit that looked like this on the page, but when it get to you
Talking about it
now,
ain't that.
you know, my mama, now this shit don't look like this. This shit was or not even elastic, but this shit good material. It snap back, it woo out the bam, and you get this shit, and this shit this motherfucking big. Like, you like, what the fuck is going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, and then you don't hear from them, or there's nothing they can do, cause and it ain't like you can go get up with a motherfucker, cause these people all the way in fucking Pakistan.
I'm about can't even slide.
There's nothing you can do.
Oh,
You talking about
man,
you
you
know what I'm
just
saying?
got bit.
You just finessed. So it's like, you know what I'm talking about, man. It's just like, hey, it just is what it is type shit. So like I say, that shit, and then, but that'll be the type of shit that'll have you. And then like I say, it'll be certain shit that'll be going good. It'll be going good. Good. It'll be going good. And then it'll be like, I just seen this, or I got this idea about this, because certain vendors can only do certain shit, or certain vendors only do certain things. So it's like, okay, you might see some fashionable shit coming out. You know what I'm talking about? You might see a new, I don't know, shit, oversized, cropped puffer coat or some
Facts,
shit, you know,
facts.
some shit like that. And now you're looking for a vendor that makes oversized,
Facts, nah,
cropped
for sure.
puffer coats type shit. You see what I'm saying? So now you got to start that vetting process all over again. You see what I'm saying? If you ain't got one of those in all vendors, and that's why, like I say, motherfuckers be charging. Like I say, I don't have an in all vendor because most of my my merch is all like wholesale shit. So I'm hoodies and shit like that. So like I say, I use Alpha Border for majority of my hoodies and shirts like that shit, and they ship. If you order by a certain time, they ship that shit same day. But yeah, that shit is definitely part of the business aspect of that shit. And how you like, man, I'm not trying to do this shit for.
Nice. So, do you got a favorite season that you designed for?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Well, I would say in my brain it's the same shit. Fall,
Okay.
spring type shit, like around like basically hoodie season,
Facts.
hoodie weather. That's like my favorite weather. Like I like t-shirts. I like summertime making t-shirts and shit like that. But I don't really be dropping tees and shit in the summertime and shit like that. I be really waiting for October
Facts.
time to really like go crazy and just drop like hella hoodies, like just hoodies after hoodies after hoodies, cause niggas just buy hoodies.
I feel
Like you
that.
steady dropping them bitches and like little jackets and sets and shit like that is like, yeah, my favorite season to design around that shit. I don't like Christmas or like the winter time because artistically, I would say.
He talking about that shit cramps my style.
Yeah.
He talking about that shit fucks up my mojo.
I can't design no winter shit.
I feel that.
Like
I
no
feel that.
no like the shit that I think fashionable for winter.
He's talking about fuck the Eskimos.
Yeah, the shit that I think fashionable for winter, I can't design that shit. Well, I ain't thought about like, I ain't thought about no big ass puffer half
Facts.
coat. I ain't thought about no fucking, I don't know, shit, a fucking what the fuck they call them things that they wear on the ski slopes, the just snowsuits.
Facts.
That's the type of shit that I.
That's what I think about.
Yeah, when I think
Hey,
shit, when I think about
you
wintertime
never
fashion
know,
and shit like
motherfucker be to
that.
put that shit on. You
Yeah,
never fucking
I
know.
feel like I
Motherfucker
have
get you an everlasting fashion snowsuit.
Hey, and I had to make that for like Lil Yachty or some shit like that.
On
Shooting
me.
them cold in Minnesota.
Dude,
Fuck
facts.
you.
On
Let
me.
him shoot a video in that bitch. That bitch would probably be cold though.
Right,
Shout out Lil Yachty.
Shout out. So with that being said, though, like, is it any Chicago designers that you really fuck with, inspired by, like shit like that?
I ain't gonna lie, man. Shout out all of the Chicago designers.
Right.
Shout out all of them. Personally, I got two homies. Personally, who I know, well, three. Um, my homie Reggie. Shout out Reggie. I actually have on one of his shirts today. Outliers.
Shout out Outliers.
It's actually a discontinued line. We trying to get him to start it back up, but shout out Outliers. My homie Paris, over there at De Niro brand, childhood friend, like knowing him for forever. Definitely shout out De Niro. I got wardrobe full of that. I damn near almost got every piece she dropped. I got pieces other people don't got, so I do got every piece she dropped. Shit, and then one of my like favorite. Well, I don't want to say favorite because I don't want to show favoritism, but
You obviously just so favoritism.
yeah, but one of my favorite, one of my homie Trail man, Rich King. Shout out, Rich King. Basically, he was one of the first brands in our neighborhood that everybody was buying, no matter where you was from, all sides. Everybody was buying that shit. Like I say, around high school when I got out, when I was doing my pictures and shit like that, I used to have on a lot of Rich King, like, cause that was like our homie and he made the shirts and that shit was like through the hood and through the area type shit. So a lot of my pictures I used to have on Rich King. So when I actually started taking pictures for purpose and to like push a brand. One of the first brands that I was pushing was Rich King. So shout out, bro. You know, hopefully y'all get to see him later down the line sometime on the podcast, man. You know, but hopefully y'all get to see everybody. Paris, hopefully y'all get to see Reggie. Hopefully, you know, but yeah, Rich King. But it's a lot of other designers that I fuck with. Designer Junkie. Shit. What else? Style Gods. Guilty Angels. Um, Fashion Junkie. Fashion Geek. Um, Shit, there's so many. I can name them all. I got my sis Brisha over there at Ponzi. Um, De Jour. Shit, I can damn near name all. I damn near got, like I say, I'm a strong Chicago brand advocate. So my whole wardrobe damn near full of all Chicago brand shit. So that's why I say I fuck with everybody. That's why I shout out everybody because I done damn near got a piece or two from them to every brand in Chicago. And if I ain't got something for you, it's because I ain't ran into you yet. So if you see this, hit my DM. We can find something. You know, shout out to my homie Monet too. Ahead of our time. Apparel. I fucks with her. I fucks with that too. Becoming one of my new favorite Chicago brands. New to me type shit.
So anything that we can expect from Elf? Any drops coming up? We damn near.
Honestly, I might do something for the anniversary. I might do something personal
Facts.
um, for me for the anniversary. Um, or I don't know. I might make it an exclusive and put it on the website and just make it online available on me pre-order. Um, but yeah, like I say, with me right now. Actually, I'm at one of those points to with all the podcasts that we got going on, with all the shows we got booked, with actually trying to get this actual show, No Designer, up and running and trying to figure everything out for it. I'm actually at like a pause with the brand itself. I do got some ideas moving forward that I want to do. Like I say, I've been religiously working with Canva, so I got all type of. I ain't gonna lie, Canva. It. I got all type of shit that's just in the chamber, basically logos and shit. For upcoming shit, but as of like right now, like I say, I might drop something in October. I might. I don't know though. I might, like I said, I might do something just for me. But 2024 for sure. I got big moves for Elf in 2024. I'm gonna just ride the rest of this year out and just do all the planning and try to get everything situated and everything so I could just down there plan like everything a season ahead. But I might do one more drop this year. Um, 9 times out of 10, like I say, of course, it's around my favorite season, so it's probably gonna be.
Facts.
It's
He's talking
probably
about
gonna
if I
be.
do drop,
Yeah,
it
you
should
know.
be dropped quick. So
Yeah, it's gonna be real fast. It's gonna be real about Thanksgiving ish. You know, some slight. I might drop some slight right for Thanksgiving, something right around Halloween or something like that on some hoodie hat combo or something like that. But yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'll probably do that though. But other than that, 2024 though, look out, Everlasting Fashion Brand coming to a podcast station, iPhone store network near you. On phone, we taking over.